Right, it says preparing live stream, but it is there. Let's see. Okay, let me go back to my page. Good morning, everybody. And let me get on Facebook so I see the comments. And who is here? And the page and how are you doing this morning? Coming event. All right. Here we go. Um, hmm. I don't want to mute myself. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Who has joined me already? How are you today? 4th of July. You know, it just kind of went there. The title of today, The Independence for Empaths. And I thought, wow, what prompted this title at all was that song by Martina McBride. It keeps going through my head. Independence Day, Let Freedom Ring. And I thought, well, I'm not really sure why I keep hearing it in my head and singing it in my head. Good morning, Alita. But it is there, and I felt that would be an appropriate topic for today. And then I realized, oh, tomorrow's 4th of July here in the States. So yeah, Independence Day. Thank you. I'm happy to see you too. I was gonna say, I can't really see you, but I'm glad you're here. So I was contemplating, what do I say? What do I talk about here? When we think of Let the White Dove Sing, yes. Yeah, I love that song. And the video is really, really powerful that goes with it. That's all I'm going to say about that, because you have to go watch it. It's amazing if you haven't seen it. So independence, what is independence? What is freedom? What is that for you? Let's start there. What is freedom? What does it mean to you to feel free? And let me introduce myself. My name is Marti Forrest. Let's hold another. Today is a day of a reckoning. Reckoning was reckoning because of situation. So anyway, my name is Marti Forrest. I am here. I get to come and visit this page and share with you all a topic every week. I also have a closed group where I do some different things, sometimes similar, sometimes the same topic, because there's more to say about it in a group called Empathic Superpower. That is my group. So if you're interested in that, you can join there. I also have a page that gets shared too, which is my name, Marti Forrest. I have a page of that. So those are places you can find me if you would like more than coming right here. And they're on different days, obviously. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning. Good morning. How is your Saturday evenings going? I'm not, yeah, evenings are not my time to be on Facebook. So I haven't joined you. How's it been going? I have a hair or something right here. Anyway, let me come back to independence. Tomorrow is 4th of July, and I was thinking of the Declaration. Independent, freedom. What are you declaring to the universe? I karaoke that song. Good morning. So always learn. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So glad. I imagine you get people in all kinds of time zones also. Karaoke that song. Yes. Well. I used to. Gosh, I used to years ago, years and years and years ago. A long time ago when I was hanging out in the bars. That's right. Karaoke. That's been over 30 years now. Tell, right? Tell. I'm giving away some age here. Yes. Back to the question. What is independence? What is freedom? What does it mean to you? When I think of freedom, it's freedom to be who I am. It's freedom to live as I choose to live. Do you ever feel free? It can be financial freedom. It can be freedom in your relationships to be who you are, to be your authentic self. It's I'll call with one of my mentors, and she said, "What are you declaring? You have to tell the universe. What are you declaring?" Right? It was a day of declaration, independence of declaration of independence. That's how you say it here in the U.S. So many years ago, I just turned 57. So yeah, so we're right in that group of Blu-rays. I was listening to a video the other day about Blu-rays and the age groups and how we've been the forerunners preparing for the next generation of the indigos and then the crystal children. So we've been the forerunners in this ascension and evolution of the planet and the people. So yeah, it feels really intense. So that's part of the independent. What is independence? What does that mean to you? Because we're never out of the energy. We never not feel it. How do we feel free? What brings you the feeling of freedom? There's a woman I worked with as a coach. She's a business coach. I would call her that. She's an intuitive, get out of the mold, do it your way kind of coach. And she's made millions from a background of she's self-made. I'll put it. And she's all about freedom. She's all about I wanted to feel free, which means freedom of time, freedom with money, freedom with whatever she chooses to do, progress, the work in progress. So I was writing out, what am I declaring? I'm declaring, my independence. I'm declaring financial freedom. I'm declaring that I'm a sovereign being on this planet. I'm declaring my authentic self. I don't remember them all right now, but I made a list of the things I'm declaring to the universe. Because when I get wishy-washy, the universe gets wishy-washy. When I'm asking permission or I'm asking for something, I'm coming from a space of lack, as if I don't have it. When I'm asking God to bring me something or to deliver something, it's because I'm coming from a space of I don't have that and I feel like I need that. So when I just say thank you to the universe, God, whatever you call it, as if it's already so, that's a whole different thing. I'm in a place of trust. It's a place of freedom. We've been taught many, 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 many things, but the clearer we get in who we are, what we are desiring, and we resonate in that space, the universe has a place to deliver. It's a clear line of communication, a clear line of frequency. So when I'm coming from a place of fear or lack, poverty, scarcity, I'm afraid to step out and be seen, I live in that place. If I come from a place of wanting something, I learned this years ago. If I want it, that's my experience, is wanting. I want to feel free. Well, I'm going to experience the wanting of feeling free. I'm not going to I'm declaring freedom. You feel the difference? When I'm declaring freedom to be, fill in the blank, it's a whole different statement than I want to. So be very clear. What is freedom to you? What is independence to you? What makes you, it doesn't make you feel, how do you feel that way on the inside? How do you feel free? This morning I was in this like heavy, low. I don't know what happened. I looked at my phone because I go to do a meditation. I go to YouTube to do a meditation. There was some stuff in there, and I don't know, just the energy of that just hit me. That's what it was. I wasn't quite putting it all together. I knew it wasn't me, but it took me going out for a walk, connecting to realize that that wasn't me, wasn't my stuff. That can be freedom to me to know, right? To know the distinction and the discernment. What's me and what's not me. Most of it's not me today. I realize, and I've been present to after going for the ceremony that we just had, my sensitive nature is amplified. It's even more. I thought, okay, well, maybe when I come out of that and I get back into just whatever I do here in life, that that would be a little bit less. Have you noticed that for yourself? Have you become more sensitive and aware of the sensitivity is the question. Because the energies keep rising, right? Now we're in the Syrian gateway coming in between July 2nd and July 7th, which is a lot of downloads and a lot of light codes coming in through the Syrian star system. I don't know a lot about it. I just read that. I was like, huh, okay, I get that. So what have you been noticing? Brain feels a little foggy today. Like, what am I talking about? Independence, great. What does all that mean? How do we create that person? How do we create freedom for ourselves? That's why it's important to define what it means to you. I've had conversations with people about love. What does that mean to you? How do you define that for yourself? How do you experience love? What is it for you? How do you feel it? What is your love language? Thing. So defining what is freedom. Freedom, for the biggest thing for me is the freedom to be who I am. Anywhere, everywhere, anytime. And I get to decide that for myself. Because there's some places intuitively I know to just step back and observe. And then there's other places where I know that, let me just share. So what does that mean for you? How do you feel free from the inside? Because it's not something out there that's going to make me feel free. It's, we do things, we buy things because I feel it's going to make me feel better. Right. Thank you for the emojis. We do those things to make us feel better, but it's all the external. Right. I love to go take my pictures. What that does for me is bring me present to my environment. I'm so present because I'm looking around for that shot, that frame that I can take a picture of. And that's a feeling inside of being fully present to what's around me. I'm not seeking for that external thing to fill me up. Most of our lives, what are we taught? We've been taught freedom is to go buy the next best car, get the next phone that's coming out. Does that really create freedom? It makes us feel better in the moment. Is that freedom? Really getting clear for yourself and declaring, what is it for you? How is it for you? Are you in a relationship where you feel like you're not fully self-expressed? Is that a requirement for you to feel free? Can you be authentic in your world? I come here, y'all have said it over and over. I love how authentic you are. I love how real you are. Great. I'm still stepping into that every day. And I'm grateful for the acknowledgement. Yes, it's an external thing and it feels good. Absolutely, it feels good. Do I require that? What you doing? What's over there? Hubby's in here saying goodbye. He said no. He totally distracted me. Bye. Have fun. Said no. Thank you for that. It totally distracted me. And in this relationship, this marriage, so I thought that I never really know where I'm going to go. So this is interesting. Prior to meeting him, we had met a few months before, but prior to us starting dating, which was the day after Christmas, was our first date in, I don't remember the year, 2012, 11. It's been a minute. So anyway, prior to that, I felt like, all everybody else would have these amazing, great relationships, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't going to happen for me. I wasn't worthy enough, or I wasn't good enough. I wasn't enough of something. So everybody else out there would have these really great relationships. I'd be really sad and envious of that because I was never going to qualify for that. Y'all ever felt like that? It's a sad place to be. It's really a sad place to be. And then I met Lou, and all that changed. I came to realize that I am worthy of that. I had done a lot of work to come to that space, and so had he. That's a thread, right? So if you pay attention to what is the thread of that, when I look at my life, there's a thread in my life of things that I'll go, oh well, it worked for them, it was great for them, but it's not going to happen for me. And that's shown up recently. Is that the truth? Not at all. But there's still some deeper layer, it's what it's revealing to me. Some deeper layer where I don't feel worthy, or I don't feel like I'm enough, because that's been lifetimes of culture, beliefs. We feel like we're not enough, or we're not good enough, or I'm not worthy enough. We never feel free in that state. So it's been a peeling of all the layers to come to a space of, does it matter if I have all that stuff, or have those things, or have what I think that someone else has? Does it really matter? It's my journey. I can't do their journey. They can't do my journey. And I imagine some of them look at me and have the same thought. Because if I'm thinking it or I'm feeling it, so is someone else. That's why it's important when you're in a room of people and you want to ask a question and you cower. No, I don't. I shouldn't ask that question. You got to know someone else is thinking it, and they're just as afraid to ask. But those are the places that we stop, that we don't feel free, or we've been chastised or told we were bad and wrong. We live in a very controlling world and a very controlling, fear-based culture. How do we feel free in that? It's an inside job. This is all an inside job. How do we feel free when I feel everything? How is there freedom in that? And we have an answer. How do we feel free when we can feel everything? The freedom is, for me, that I was a soul choice to come here at this point in the world as an empath, highly sensitive person. It was my choice at a soul level, so I can understand that it's happening for me, and in that I feel some freedom about it. It's happening for me. Okay, how's it for me? What's the gift in it? We get to transmute, we get to help other people heal and grow and evolve just by being present. by showing up in the world as who we are. We strip away the humanness. The spirit is always free. The mind will always tell us something else. The mind will always spin a story. Remember, it's the historian. It only has experience. It only has what we've been through. That is all. Just saw something today about the theta state, and I didn't read the whole thing, but Einstein and Tesla, those genius people, came from a state of theta, which is a brainwave, which most of us, many of us, well, not say most, aren't tapped into. That's our imagination. That's our state of getting out of our self. Meditation. There's what? Theta, beta. There's several states. But those genius ideas came from theta state. So as long as we're here, what's the mind? Is it beta? I can't remember which ones they are. I haven't studied it. But as long as we're in the head, trying to figure it out, yeah, that's me. Figuring it out, trying to figure it out. Let me figure it out. How can I figure it out? Not happening. But as long as I'm in my head, nothing changes. Because I spin the same story a million different ways and I never get anywhere. That's why it's so important for us to take care of ourselves, to get out in nature, to go do the things that get you out of this state and maybe the environment and the energy that we're in, because that creates a state of freedom for us. When we're not pummeled, if you will. We still feel it all. We can't not feel it. But when I can take myself out of the immersion of something and go to do something else, like out in nature, go touch a tree, go put my feet on the earth, then I can get out of that energy and be in my own space. We went on a rafting trip Saturday. I said, I won't do that again, not on a weekend. There's way too many people, way too much congestion. We're outside. It's the Illinois River. It's wide. And we're still in these congested spaces with other rafters and canoers. And then there we were in some places where they were fishing. And I'm like, wow, there's just way too many people here for me. I'm outside and how can this even be possible? I'm in the water. I kept getting in the water, so that would help clear my energy. But I'm still around way too many people. And after 5 hours out, I'm like, done. I won't do this again. I won't come when it's on the weekend. I won't come with that many people in my raft. There's a group of, two rafts of 5. I was pretty apprehensive about going anyway. And I was excited to go because I know all the people and I really wanted to be spending some time with people out of my house because I spent a lot of time in my house. And I thought, let me get out of the house, out in nature. But they were drinking and smoking, not us, not our parties. We were all sober, but all around us. And while I don't have to go get engaged in that, I still feel it, right? It's still in my environment, even though I'm outside. So just noticing, right? Just noticing it. We chose to come here as empaths. We chose to come here and go through life as it's happening for us to become masters at our energy and taking care of ourselves. All of us. Well, if you're an empath, you came here to learn how to master your energy, master yourself. Because that's the role we chose. I heard it years ago. Gosh, I thought it was a long time. True freedom is having no choice. True freedom is having no choice. Really? What does that mean? I always have a choice. We always have a choice. True freedom is when I'm choosing this as my path and I'm going to stick to it no matter what. So I'm taking away the choice to deviate. And in that is freedom. Like people who choose a path of whatever your belief is, your religious belief was there. Whatever your religious or spiritual belief is, it's your path. You don't give yourself another choice to go dabble in other things. You choose that path. And that in that is freedom. Freedom to learn all there is to learn, freedom to know all there is to know about it. Freedom to be who I am within that container or within that avenue. What are your questions? How's this landing for you? It's a holiday week. It's a little, I see there's a little fewer people here. So what are your questions? Do you have questions? I'm a little sunburned, so I'm from that trip right here. I had a hat on, but the sun moved and so all are here. It's the only place I got. So it's a little irritated. So I keep moving things around because it's just uncomfortable. What does it mean for you? What creates freedom inside of you? Do you give yourself the freedom to feel what you feel? Or do you close it off and judge it because I think I shouldn't feel that way? Or I don't like how I feel, so I want to change how I feel by distracting myself or dismissing myself or abandoning myself. I've had a friend, I posted something on Monday. It was the 8-year anniversary of my dad's cross. And I posted something about I don't know what to do with all these feelings or something. And a person I've known, a man I've known for several years, he commented, he's like, I can't believe you don't know what to do with your feelings. He knows me quite well about how I process my world and my life. And I thought you missed the whole point because there was a point to that, is that I don't know what to do with all the feelings, and that means I get to feel them. I don't need to do anything about them. I don't have to change them. I just get to feel them. Feelings are not fact. They are feelings. They are energy. They missed that. He missed that part. So I just commented back to him. That's something to that effect. So you give yourself the freedom to feel what you feel. It doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be wrong. It's just a feeling. But do you have the freedom? You give yourself the freedom to feel. No. The declaration. What are you declaring? So I wrote this down because it was my assignment, and I'll offer you the same if you choose to take it. And write down, I declare, considering what I want, right? What I want to have in my life, declare it as if it's so. I declare I am sovereign. I am free. I declare that. Now, be mindful when you declare something, the things that are not that are likely to show up. The things that are not whatever you're declaring, the things that we've been pre-paving our life with, because this is how we've been up to this point. Now we're saying, oh, that's not really working. That's not effective anymore. I declare whatever that is. But know that we've been living this certain way for up till this point. And sometimes it's like, why? I'm this is not what I wanted to do. I'm going this direction. I declared this thing. Why is all this other stuff showing up? Well, because it's clearing out. Not because you're being tested. Some people go, oh, I'm being tested. We're not being tested. This is how I've set my life up. And now I'm declaring that that's no longer serving me. And I'm going to move in this direction. So the things that are not serving and the way that I've been living up to that point are going to show up to be cleared out. And a lot of it's really old stuff. So which comes in alignment with all of the old, the big capital bold letters, old ways of being, living, third dimension, materialistic, dualistic, competitive, all that old is showing up. Those deep, deep layers are showing up to be cleared. That is all. We don't have to give it meaning. We don't have to get all wrapped up in it. Why is it showing up again? So we can clear it. That's me. I do that too sometimes. Dang it, I've already done this. Why now? I've already been through this. Somebody asked me this question. There was two people actually that were reaching out to some old people that they had history with or they had a relationship with at one point, and they were reaching back out to maybe rekindle it with no response, no availability from that side because it's old. Sometimes we want to go to the old because it's comfortable. It's familiar. It takes practice. So what are you declaring for yourself? And just know that when it starts to show up, and it's to varying degrees, it's not a terrible thing. It just does. Declaring along the path of declaring financial freedom, what shows up for me is the fear of not enough still. That thread of not enough. Is it true? No. Do I have enough? Yes. Can I pay my bills? Yes. But when I declare it, this has been the journey, something will come along and just poke at it so that it can be cleared. So I can continue that. How is it happening for me? How is it happening from me? So I can continue to clear that path and feel free. And it's not about money, but money creates a space of feeling free. It's a paradox because in order to create a space for money to even come into, I have to feel free inside of myself in order to receive. How does that work? It seems counter, but it's not about the money. So if you have something around money, like that's been a theme for my whole entire lifetimes. So if you have a thing about money, so the spinal poverty layers are clearing, right? So if you have a thing about money, what does it provide for you? Because it's never about the money. I've never been directly, if money is not the motivator. But what does it provide for you? And it still has to come from here first, that inside out, feeling free from the inside out, being grateful for all that's already here. And the more grateful I have, the more gratitude I have, the more I can receive. It just seems so opposite of what we've been taught. So what is that for you? How do you create freedom from the inside? How do you feel joy from the inside out? My whole life has been external up until the last few years. And I still see places where I'm searching outside of me. That's not freedom. If I'm expecting you to give me an answer or for you to make me feel okay, for you to do something for me so that I can be okay in my own skin, that was a lot of my life. I'm not free. I'm dependent. I'm not independent. I'm counting on you or I'm counting on something outside of me. It's inside job. That's where the freedom is. Inside. It doesn't come from something out there. While that will create some feeling, it comes from me. It's such a difficult, it was such a difficult thing for me to really get that. I'm creating it based on how I view it. I'm creating my reality. How is it happening from me? So how I see the world. And again, here, it's all of my history, right? I've been had a history of everything's a problem. Life is meant to be serious. It's meant to be critical. It's meant to be not enough. It's meant to always be struggling. That is not true. That's what I learned. So unlearning that, because all that's out there. That is I'm in my own prison of my mind. Used to see these gurus and these books and these, and to have all these little exercises. I'm like, I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that. Well, what I've come to realize is I'm the only one that can do it. And it's about slowing down and going inside. But I don't want to do that. I don't have time for that. I want it to just happen. There's still some steps for me to take for that to happen. Some things will happen automatically. Some things will suddenly start to happen. And I'm like, wow, where did that come from? Oh, because I've been working my ass off to get here. And then suddenly there's this shift and it starts to flow because I've been doing the clearing or I've been doing the reframing or I've been doing the relearning, reprogramming. And it's suddenly it's like when you get into you have a clogged, like the dam in the river and you start to remove pieces. You get a little bit of a flow and then the beavers will come and dam it up again. And you remove a little bit of the stuff and you get a little flow. And then finally you've removed enough of it. And it goes, bursts open. That's us and our energy when we're unlearning those things and we're reprogramming, pulling out all the weeds out of the garden so that all the new fruit can grow. And then it grows. Freedom is not a mind thing. Freedom is a spirit thing. The mind is meant to be the servant of the heart. We listen to the heart and the mind takes the action. So the feminine and the masculine. Yeah. How to process that for a second. Heart's like feminine. This is the action taker and this is the receiver. This is the receiver of intuition, guidance, the input, the new ideas. And then we give it to the brain to take the action. We're backwards. We've learned it backwards because feelings are not safe. It's such a paradox because in the feeling is the things I'm still learning and still growing into. In the feeling is the freedom. Y'all are quiet, making sense to you. I'm listening. Is there any more to talk about with that? I'm sure there is. Working, but listening, yes. I know you're working. I love that we can multitask sometimes. I was reading this. I have this right on my, it's probably backwards here. Let's see. Do the things that bring, I, do the things that bring life to my soul all the time. Oh, no, it isn't backwards. Awesome. So that would be backwards. The phone is backwards, I guess. What are the things that make you feel good? When we're doing things because we have to, in the feeling is the freedom. Oh, thank you. You're taking notes. I'm a note taker also. Do the things that feel good. Do the things that feel good. There are things that we do because we have to, or we're supposed to, or we should. If there are things that are obligatory, find a way for yourself to feel good about it, to bring joy to it. Hi, dude. When we're constantly doing the things that don't feel good, are not aligned, we're not free. We're living from that space of obligation. I have to, because I should, because I was told. It's not a space of freedom. So the trip on the river, I had a twofold thing of I'm really apprehensive because I know how I can get 5 hours on the water with a lot of people. And by the end, I was there. I was so done. And I snapped at a couple people. And I'm like, I'm just over it. I mean, we all got back. I think we all just went our own way into our cars and left. I saw one person headed over to the bathroom as I was pulling out. It's the only person I spoke to as I was leaving. I was just over it. And we were all feeling that at the end. We were all feeling that. Was it a hell yes? I was probably somewhere in the middle. I really wanted to go and have this experience, and yet I know how I can be. Can I choose something else? Sure. But at that point, I'm overstimulated. It's been too long. So knowing that the no part for me was that it was too long. 5 hours is too long. And even though I know all these people, I don't know them all well. So, and then all the other stuff. I forgot about the weekend thing. So, so paying attention to that, I got a really great learning of it was for me to see, still there, still too much, smaller doses, and that I would choose a different time to go. So rather than it was this horrible trip, I hated it. It wasn't any of that. I really enjoyed going. Just didn't have a lot of fun because there was just so much. So it's happening for me and it was from me because I really wanted to go and get to know these people more, which that wasn't really the place to do it. But the for me part is I got to see, yep, still too much. And I would do it different. I love doing that stuff. I would go on a weekday and I would go with less people. And that's the gift. So it wasn't a hell yes, I want to go do this thing. It was a yeah, I really want to go have this experience. It's kind of like that. So this morning, I was like, I should just go get on the computer and get ready. And I'm like, no, I really, really need to go out for a walk and just let go of whatever this energy is and recognize that it wasn't mine. So I go touch the grandma tree and I go touch the grandpa tree and let that stuff go. That's a hell yes for me, always, because it grounds me and centers me. There are so many ways and times in my life that I did it because I was supposed to, or I should, or I had to. What are the motives for that? My motive was always for people pleasing. I needed you to make me feel okay. I couldn't say it years ago when I got sober, but over time I realized that that was the only reason I was in a relationship with someone was to get something because I didn't have my own worth and my own value. Not true today, but that was a lot of my life. So learning to go inside, it's an inside job when my most of my life has been external is it's a new path. And there are still times that I want to go ask someone else to tell me what I already know. Sometimes it's validation, but sometimes it's because I don't want to take responsibility. And there is freedom in that. There is freedom in taking responsibility. Not for them, but for me. It's I'm feeling into how sensitive I've become, and in that sensitivity, just a heightened sensitivity, there is a sense of freedom because it gives me oof, ugh, getting that for myself. Oof. There's a we can talk. Hold on. The boundaries. Oh, yes. That's a whole lot of energy behind that. The boundaries get clearer. The more sensitive I become, the boundaries are clearer for me. For example, my husband started chewing again. He's so proud he quit chewing, and then he started smoking cigars, and then he quit smoking cigars and was off that for I don't know, not very long, and then he started chewing again. He came up to me one day. I would love to tell you I'm totally over it, but sometimes I'm okay with it, and sometimes I'm like, really, I should just came up to me one day and he just did this little perfunctory kiss, and I was like, and he left to go do his thing, and what just happened? Because I felt really irritated. What I realized when I just paused and for myself, I feel, I felt his guilt about me. That was the energy of it. I'm like, wow, that was intense. I got clear with me that if this goes on, if this happens again, there's going to have to be a conversation. So I got clear with me. And this is where the energy boundaries come in. I got really clear with me. He hasn't done it again. He hasn't kissed me that way again since then. That was a couple weeks ago. Like, so now there's a feeling when he kisses me. And it's guilt. I had not ever put words to it before. So that's how much more sensitive I have become is feel it, pause and look at what is it? What am I feeling? Right? The freedom and the feeling. And being able to put words to it, to even share it. So the clearer we get, the more sensitive I am. the easier that's become. And that's taken time because there's so much. How many of you can relate to the I feel everything, but I don't know what it is I'm feeling. I don't know what the words are for what I'm feeling. I only know what it is for me personally. So when you feel it personally, always ask, is it mine? Is it my stuff? Is this my energy? You may not know whose it is. You may not even know exactly what it is. But it'll be very clear if it's yours or not. And so this morning when I was feeling like, ugh, I went outside and I was very clear answer. The grandma tree said to me, it's not your stuff. Boom. Cleared the energy. That's what we're doing. So if it's not your stuff, we're clearing the energy for the collective or for the other person because it's automatic for us. There's an acceptance when we can accept we chose to be here. This is our gift and this is why we're here. There's a freedom in that. When I'm resisting it, I'm pissed off about it. I don't really want to be this sensitive. I don't like being this sensitive because I feel every fucking thing in the world. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Right? Right here. My head chatter. The soul's like, well, we're doing it. So I can either accept it or not. Today I can accept it. Today I have accepted it. For a long time I didn't. For a long time I was really angry about it. And I was angry about being human. So when I'm all of that, I'm not feeling any kind of freedom. When I can accept that, okay, this is my path. These things are happening for me and they're happening from me. I understand I'm creating this for my growth, for my evolution. Sometimes it's for them. Sometimes what we are experiencing and what we're creating is for someone else. It's for me. Obviously, everything's for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But sometimes it's really for someone else too. So in that acceptance of our role here, our purpose, there is freedom in that. When I stop resisting and being mad, as I chose to be here, because that's the head chatter. All right, when I sit in here in the heart space and the soul space, oh, okay, it's for the collective. Yeah, I'm understanding today. Recently, I realized I had this little epiphany that whatever I'm experiencing personally, and I've known this for a while, but I got it again at a deeper layer. Whatever I am experiencing personally, whatever I'm feeling personally, I think it's all about me, and it might be, but I'm transmuting it for the collective. That's our role. That's our work, if you will. Do your work because it's for everyone. It's so for us. It's so for me and it's so for you. But when we actually, not when we actually, while we're doing it, becoming, being, moving through our trauma, clearing all those things, while we're moving through that, we're helping the collective energetically. We clear it, we dissolve it. That helps the collective. And there's a lot going on right now. I still think it's about me. I still get in it and I go, oh, what's going on with me? And I'm just journaling and I'm writing it out. I'm like, oh, when I step back and remember, it is for me. I'm doing it for me, but I'm also doing it for the collective. And sometimes I've already been through that. Right? I've already cleared that trauma. I've already done that thing. And sometimes it's the deeper layers and sometimes it's for the collective. So that's where that question is. Is it my stuff? Is it my energy? I feel like it's mine because I relate to it. I learned this, gosh, I started massaging in 1998. And that was one of the things the teacher taught us. We think it's our stuff. I've worked on someone, I go home, what the hell's wrong with me? Oh, it's not even my stuff. I took on that person's stuff. So the more that I can get clear about what's me and what's them, and like being done of their energy, which I didn't always do. I had a different point to that. It went out of my head though. Not back either. I was on a track and it left my head. So that happens. It happens. I know it's not just me. That's anyway, lovelies. Questions. Maybe you have questions. Holiday weekend. Happy holiday weekend, 4th of July here in the States. Let's pull a card. Let's pull this card from this deck. So, 11th deck. Big deck. The path of light. I can't really tell where it's at because the delay in the. I'll read it to you. Life places the perfect people and situations. Oh, it's just the picture. Okay. Life places the perfect people and situations on my path to help me advance on my journey of inner growth. I'm telling you, I can't make it up. I study my experiences, seeking the wisdom they have to offer. In this way, I improve from day to day. Today, I choose to grow in faith, and I am confident that at the end of my road, I will join. Right? Let me hold it back here a little bit and not have my face in it. How perfect is that? Path of light. I'm going to read it again because it's just so poignant. Life places the perfect people and situations on my path to help me advance on my journey of inner growth. I possess the courage I need to progress despite any obstacles I might meet. I study my experiences, seeking the wisdom they have to offer. In this way, I improve from day to day. Today, I choose to grow in faith, and I am confident that at the end of my road, I will join the light. Yes, yes, yes. All right, my lovelies, have a fabulous holiday if you're here in the States. If you want to join me again, I'll be in my group on probably Saturday. Empathic Superpower. Live in there every week. Happy 4th. Thank you for today. So good. I will already replay it again today. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad it resonated because I felt like I was kind of like, I don't even know where the hell I'm going in this conversation, which is true all the time, but sometimes I just kind of go, it's not really, doesn't feel like it's flowing always. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you all. Have a beautiful weekend. I'm very grateful, and I'm just always so grateful to be here with you. So I will see you here next week, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you want to reach out to me for a complimentary 15-minute clarity session, direct message. We'll set something up. All right. Take care. Have a great week. See you here next week. And yes, I have to go back to my Zoom page to get off. All right. Take care.